Greetings, students. This is Professor DeFrance. This is for my winter class at Long Beach, 2022. I thought it would be helpful for me to do this each week, so I'm going to go ahead and do one of these for each week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run down what the free writes are. It's usually something that we do in class, we break down in class, and I realized that it could be helpful if I online go into a little more detail about it. So we're gonna do that in a kind of like a weekly series here. So last week you'll see I put up a description of free writing, and in that you'll see I did basically break down the free writes for our first essay, the photo essay. And if you're looking for the free writes, you'll find them in the module. That's like the best place to find them. So if you go to week 5, remember there are modules for all the major assignments. So the last one there is week 5 for the research paper, right? That one at the end. After that, you'll find the free writes, and after that is going to be mostly supplemental or additional information that you might find extremely helpful. But let's go ahead and take a look here under free writes. Of course, we're looking right here at the free writes themselves. There are some links. I need to go ahead and change the page numbers on those. I need to go ahead and do that. I haven't done that yet. But so anyway, so I have to fix that. But otherwise, when you click on the free writes for this term, you come here. That's not affected by the page number thing I haven't changed yet. The ones for last week, right here, right? Start page 7, 8, 9, done, right? Okay, so this week, let's start here. All right, so this week we're looking at Peter Singer's. He said, that's a central part of philosophy, of ethics. What do I owe to strangers? What do I owe to my family? What is it to live a good life? Those are the questions which we face as individuals. And as Singer poses these 3 very interesting questions, that's exactly what I want you to go into and address here. How would you answer these 3 questions? What do you think of these 3 questions? And how would you answer them for yourself? And I'll just say that, answering these questions can and probably should be complicated. It's not meant to be easy. If you don't have like a simple answer, that's good. I don't think these are questions that have necessarily simple or straightforward answers. And of course, one of the most important ones there is the last one, I think. Like, what does it mean to you to live a good life? Like, what would that look like for you? What would a good life be? Those are interesting questions, things we should think about in this unit of study. In the next one here, so I'm going to get the page number. This is page 11. That last one was on page 10. The free write on page 11 is here. Nothing is required also for this one, similar to the last one. Nothing is required but what you see in front of you. Put the argument into some concrete shape, into an image, some hard phrase, round and solid as a ball, which they can see and handle and carry home with them. And the cause is half won. And we're mainly breaking down the first. We're breaking down the first half of this. You can break down this second half too. All it basically says is that this is how you make an argument convincing, right? It does these things. But what this is not clear about, and Emerson's a transcendental philosopher, so he kind of like does this on purpose. But the things that he doesn't do is really be specific. If you look at this and break it down, what you'll see here are metaphors, right? These are metaphors, or maybe inferences, you might say, even too, some of them. But like the idea of a ball, right? That's a metaphor. It's saying that an argument is like a ball, right? It should be round and solid as a ball. Or we use as, so technically that's like a simile, but it's a type of metaphor. But that's what this is. So you look at this, you break it down, you note that this statement basically suggests 4 different metaphors, or a way to look at the idea of what makes a good argument. And what you want to do is go ahead and just break each one down. And I like to phrase it like this, like you can fill in the blank in each of these, right? Why would an argument want to be concrete? To think about it, right? Why would an argument want to have or be an image? What advantage would it have? Some hard phrase, right? What does that mean? First of all, we kind of got to break that down, and then how would it be useful? And then the last one there is probably the one of the easier ones, right? Round and solid as a ball, right? What does that tell us? What are things that are round and solid, and what does that tell us about a good argument? So that's what you want to do there. Is just kind of break down these four phrases, which are all in blue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and ask yourself that question each time. What does this suggest or tell us about a good or effective argument? All right, and then we have this one here, and this one does rely on and on a source. So I'll show you I'll show you how to find that right now. Select one of the perspectives from top 11 causes of poverty and analyze its strengths and weaknesses as a theory that helps to explain the cycle of poverty. Okay, good. And what I didn't do last time, and what I wanted to make a little bit more clear, is that we are selecting one. Select one. So let's go ahead and do that. So what you want to do is, in a situation where it references something, like in this case, it's a text. This is a article. Sometimes the Freewrites will reference a movie, a speech, article, a video even. And what you want to do is just go to the Freewrite section on our Canvas page, and under resources, you'll find all these resources that you're looking for, and they're pretty much in order. Let's go ahead and find them. I know it's not completely, it doesn't quite look perfect as it should, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we see here. All right, so we've got American Transcendentalism. I assume that's one. Oh, okay, I see how these were. Yeah, okay. So how these were designed last time, I'm going to change the page numbers so this won't stay this way. But if you were to look at, say, page 10, the what is poverty link there is going to go with that. So if you were to read the Singer piece, think about that, watch the what is poverty, those correlate. Those are supposed to go together. The next one there on American Transcendentalism as well, just to introduce you to Transcendentalism, because the person who said this was a Transcendentalist. Otherwise, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the quote, and honestly, the page is very self-explanatory itself. You don't need any other information. It just gives you extra or supplemental information. This one here on page 12, however, does very much require one of the resources. So just go to the next one there. I believe it's going to be, yeah, I believe it's just going to be this very next one here. So this would be in order 1, 2, 3. So these would be for, I guess, in order of week 2. Like I said, I'm going to change this around so it looks officially in order. You don't need to know this, but I changed some things last fall, and I'm changing it back because I didn't much like it. I like doing the photo essay first. So yeah. So then we're just going to go to that one. This says top 11 causes. I believe that's what this is here. I don't see, doesn't have the same title. Let me just skip through here and see if I have if I have the exact title there. Maybe that's something I need to move around. Let's see. Let's take a look here at the see, I do have this one. Okay, so top 11 causes. We're going to look at this one, and I'll put that one higher up so it is where it's supposed to be. But yeah, we're just going to look at that one that says top 11 causes of poverty, which is the same title given here, top 11 causes of poverty. Okay, so what we're going to do here is assess it, and we're going to do strength and weakness for 1. So what you read the introduction, because that's good information. You want to read through the whole thing, obviously, and then you're going to select one of these. Say, think maybe you thought number 2 was interesting, and it could be interesting good or interesting bad. Either way, it gives you something to write about. We're doing analysis here, so analysis would be like strengths and weaknesses, positive, negatives, who's winning, who's losing, who's gaining something, who's losing something. What are the outcomes, consequences, trends and patterns? But if you want to like bigger picture it for this assignment, think of like strength and weakness of a good argument. Like, or to like translate it, like, kind of, do you agree or disagree? It's I think the beginning of analysis really starts at answering that question, right? Do you agree or do you disagree? Let's start there. So with you pick any one of these, say pick number two. And what you'd be asking yourself here are, do you agree with the things that are said here? Do you think that this is a reasonable explanation as to why poverty persists, why it still exists? And whether you do or you don't, it could make it for an interesting free write. I would say it doesn't really matter. Pick one that you have strong feelings about. I think is the most important lesson there. And whether you're writing for it, against it, things you agree, things you disagree with, any one of those are fine. All right, so that's what you're looking to do there. That's the article itself that you can find in the free write section. Okay, so we got our free writes here. Sorry. Okay, so we're right here, page 12. Last one, yeah, last one of the week is going to be this one here, page 13. We're going to look at President Johnson's declaration that this administration here now declares unconditional war on poverty. And this was part of his whole speech. This was the Great Society speeches and the Great Society plan that he put in place. It's really actually very interesting. What I'd like you to do with this one is to take a look at what that was, to learn about it. So in the free writes, you'll see a little section on LBJ and the Great Society programs. So take a look at that first, because that'll probably give you the best idea of how to get started. But what this whole free write is really asking you is not really so much about that, about the Great Society programs, but it's asking you what you would do. Say you're president of the United States. You won, you're president of the United States. And you have it in your back pocket or in your mind, like, I want to make things better, or to solve the poverty problem. Let's just say it that way, right? And what would you do? That's what this free write's about. You have the resources of the American government. You're the president. What would you do to as Johnson said there? If you were to declare unconditional war on poverty, what would that look like today? What would that look like for you if you were in charge of the government? That's basically everything you need to know there. Yeah, check out the Great Society programs in the video there, because it'll give you some ideas. It'll give you some additional thoughts about what to do and how to solve the problem. You can see his approach. Okay, so that's it for this. We were just going over the free writes for this week. So these were the free writes associated with our argumentation. So this would be page 10, page 11, page 12, page 13. All right, so that's it for this one. Just it's a short video. Thank you guys. See you next time.